Today I'm going to take these small pieces of scrap and make a beautiful 3-piece office set. Actually, it's going to be a 4-piece by the time I'm done because I'm going to take a scrap piece of the scrap and make a very tiny, easy project that just adds a little bit of character. As you can see, it doesn't take very much, and these are super fun to make. So before we get started, please hit that like, subscribe button so I can keep making more videos just like this for you. For the first piece, I'm going to make the desktop phone holder. Now this piece is about 2 inches thick and it's a little thicker than I need, so I'm going to rip it down to just over 1 inch. That way by the time I sand it and everything, it's going to sit 1 inch exact. And this piece is actually long enough to make 2 of them, so I'm going to do that while I'm all set up for it as well. I can sell the other as a single. So I got my piece cut down to the width I want, and I'm going to save this cut off. That's going to be the 4th piece I talked about at the start of the video, so stick around for that. Now I'm going to get set up to make my notch for the phone to sit in, and you want the phone to have a slight lean to it. It's just easier to read the screen like that when it's sitting on your desk. So I'm going to set my saw up for that and put a groove all the way along. If you're enjoying the video so far, go ahead and give it a like, or better yet, hit that subscribe button. Once I got my groove cut, I'm going to just cut this piece into 2 equal pieces so that I can get 2 phone stands out of it. And just so it doesn't look too blocky, I'm going to set up my miter station to an angle and cut the back corners off of it. Now I'll sand everything down to 220 and apply a coat of clear finish to really make this grain pop. And there you go, a beautiful, simple walnut phone holder. Now most people nowadays are doing a lot of online meetings, so the next piece is going to be a headset holder. But just like the phone holder, this piece is a little too thick for what I need, so I'm going to rip that right down the middle and get 2 equal pieces out of it. I used a headset that I had as a reference and measured for the height of my upright. In my case it's 7 inches, but I'm going to leave an extra inch on there because it's going to be recessed in with a dado, and I'm also going to cut a little bit off the top when I make the notch for the headset. I then used my upright piece to make a mark for where I wanted my dado on the base. And for the dado, I just set up the depth stop on my miter saw and made multiple passes through the base. I just made sure that I snuck up on the lines and tried to fit it until it was nice and tight. Now, before I glue this up, I want to make a little notch at the top just to let the headphones rest in. So I'm probably going to use a 3/4 inch Forstner bit, and then I'm going to cut right through the middle of it so I have a half circle and the headset can rest on that. And before I glue and clamp everything up, I'm going to give both these pieces a good sand. That way I only have to do minor touch-ups once it's all dry. I used some masking tape before the glue up just to prevent any squeeze out from getting onto the display piece. And now all I have to do is just a very minor sand and a coat of clear. Now the third piece is going to be a good old-fashioned pencil and pen holder, but done with the right type of wood like walnut, it's going to look beautiful. Now for this piece, I actually have too thin of a piece of scrap, so what I'm going to do is double this up. So first I'm going to have to joint one side of it and plane it so it's nice and square, and then I'll glue it. Once it's dry, I'm going to head over to my miter saw and square it up. Next, before I start to drill the hole for the pens and pencils, I've got to find dead center for my Forstner bit. I'm going to do that just by marking a line from corner to corner and marking where they intersect. So after I got dead center marked, I just grabbed a couple clamps and secured my block to my drill press. That way I don't have to use my hands to get too close to the bit. And this bit is a 2-inch Forstner bit. I just kind of eyeballed what I thought would look good based on the size of the block. So I'm going to get it started, and then once I get about halfway through, I'm going to raise my table, set my depth stop to make sure that I don't go through the bottom. Now with my hole all drilled, I'm just going to cut a small angle on all these corners here just to make it look a little softer and give it a little character. Now with my corners knocked off and I got the final shape that I'm happy with, I've just got to give it a sand. So I'm going to sand it with 120 all over, water pop it, and then give it a final sand with 220 before I put the clear coat on. Now, who wouldn't want this to sit in their office? Now to finish everything off, I'm going to take my piece of scrap from earlier in the video, and I'm just going to make a simple bookmark. Now, a nice wood like walnut, it actually looks like a beautiful piece, and it complements the whole set nicely. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 inches wide. Then I'm going to take a little round over bit before I cut my thin strips. And once you get the clear coat on, you can hand it out just like this as a bookmark. Or if you want, you can try to get a little fancier, just cut the corners off, round them over, add a piece of twine. It's a very simple build, but it's a nice little addition to the whole set. There you go, 4 incredibly easy projects that anybody would like to have for their office. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and you'll stay notified of what's coming up next. Till next time.